Looking for Madden 22 Ultimate Team coins? AOEAH.com is the cheapest and most reliable coins on the market. Click the link in the description and use coupon code SPORTS for 3% off your order. YouTube, what's up? It's Duke back here from Sportsgamerz.com. And we all know that defense is super hard in Madden 22. Maybe the hardest it's ever been. So in order to win more games and be successful in defense, you need to understand the advanced coverages in the game and how to adjust and utilize them to get stops. So in this video, I'm going to be going over a super effective lockdown coverage defense that you guys can use to do just that, win more games and get more stops. And this is a tip that will work no matter what system you play on, whether it's current or next gen. You don't need any abilities, it works in any game mode, and it's very user-friendly, simple to set up. So I'm in the Tampa Bay defensive playbook. I'm going to be looking at the nickel 3-5 will formation on defense. You can find the coverage I'm about to show you guys in a few other formations. Generally, it's going to be more so nickel formations. And I want to look at this against one of the more common things you're going to see when you play online. People run a lot of trips or bunch formations offensively. And we're going to be looking at trips in this video. The trips tight end is very similar. But, with these types of formations, guys, you already know what people like to do. They like to do crossers, corners, maybe some deep posts and try to bomb you. All that stuff is very, 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 very common and very hard to guard. So let's start off with PA post shot. And the play I want to look at is going to be the cover 4 palms. This is an advanced coverage that has different rules that a lot of people don't know about. Now, before I show you guys the adjustments and how it works against, different offensive concepts, I do want to show my coaching adjustments. So basically, I just leave auto flip on, and I leave all my zone drops off or on default. The reason for this is because if you actually turn your zone drops on, like set them to like 30 or whatever, 5 or whatever, it will cancel match, which will kind of make the coverage that we're trying to run here not work. So you don't want to do that. You just want to leave everything on default. So what we're looking at here is going to be, like I said, cover 4 palms. And, these nickel formations, generally you're able to sub in safeties at linebacker if you wish. You're going to be rushing 3 to 4, so make sure your D-line is good, has some good pass rush ability. So the cover 4 palms is similar to what I've shown in cover 4 quarters, but it works differently. It is a match coverage style, and I'm going to move the ball back so we have some room to work with. And while I do that, I do want to remind you guys, if you enjoy my free YouTube content, I do tips, gameplays, and news videos on a daily basis for Madden 22. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, turn your notifications on. If you're really rocking with me, drop a like on the video. If we could get to 300 likes on this video, that would be amazing. So, typically speaking, when running this coverage with auto flip on, you're going to get the nickel back lined up on the strong side of the offensive formation. Here you have a trips left, meaning 3 receivers lined up left, so our nickel is going to be over there. Basically, the way this coverage works is that the quarter flats have matching principles, as do the 4 quarter deep zones. If you're enjoying my YouTube content, I highly recommend you check out Sportsgamerz.com. This is where I post all my premium Madden 22 content. I have eBooks, offensive and defensive schemes, plus I do 4 to 6 premium tips every week in the Madden Vault. This content is available for both current and next gen, so no matter what system you play on, we got you guys covered. Our best offer yet is the Sportsgamerz Madden VIP membership. This gives you access to the entire site, every tip, every ebook, plus the meta reports for only $19.99. I'll post a link to it in the description and the comments. Make sure to check it out for the best tips and content available at the best price anywhere. Zones, 2 by the safeties and 2 by the outside corners. You're going to want to use it a 3-rec hook, but basically how this would work is, generally speaking anyways, this deep zone on the left of the screen is going to match with, basically play man-to-man essentially, more or less, convert anyways. On the outside receiver, the quarter flat is generally going to take the receiver in the slot, and the safety on the trip side is going to generally take the inside receiver, leaving these 2 deep zones over here to kind of bracket the tight end side of the formation. Now, this guy, he would take generally the first guy into the flat on the right. That could be the running back. That all just depends upon the route combo. But that's typically how it goes. So when you're using the 3-rec, you kind of got to know that how the coverage works, so you know what the weak points are. Now, some of the weak points of this coverage would be actually a play just like this with a deep crosser, because this safety trying to run with a deep crosser just is not a good match. So we're going to have to look out for that. Another thing that's not good for us is if we saw the tight end over the middle field on a post. Generally, that's a route that could get very open against this type of coverage. So that's kind of what I'm looking for, more so posts and crossers going over the middle field, especially from the tight end or the inside receiver. If I see either of those types of routes, I know that I need to user that myself. Now, like, yeah, sure, some people might try the glitch bombs on this coverage, but it's not really going to work because it's covered well enough that they'd have to wait forever to let it get off. And, as long as you have a good D-line, rushing 4, they're just not going to have the time for that. So anyways, let me just go ahead and just run a very basic, setup of crossers, a post, and a clear out streak. You guys are going to see what I mean, how this coverage works. There's nothing open. Like I said, you could maybe have that crossing route get a little separation because that safety's probably not going to be able to match speed, and he's just not in a good position. So that's why I kind of helped user it. See how I helped user the inside crosser by 14? I mean, he wasn't crazy open, but he probably would have been open if I didn't help. But you guys can see everybody else is completely taken away. The corner gets the streak. I got this safety over the top over here. This guy's just sitting underneath. He has nothing to do. But again, you can see what I mean. Again, look, the left receiver is matched by the corner. The slot is basically matched by the slot. And then the safety is matched onto that inside receiver. And then I'm just helping out wherever I see fit. So this is a really good coverage because it takes away a lot of the common stuff people want to do. So like if you just saw something basic, a little bit more basic anyways, like a play of corner routes and flats like double and sail, very common play, right? You're going to be able to see that this does a great job against that. So if I go ahead and just, try to clear it out with a streak, I got some corners, some flats, you guys are going to notice that this is going to be defended very well. And again, I just kind of have to sit over the middle of the field myself, but there's nothing open here as we end up getting a coverage sack. Now, you're probably wondering, well, what about, like I said, other route combos? We're going to get to that in a second. Or what about other formations? Well, this coverage can be applied to, defend many formations, bunch tight end, trips, whatever. All the meta stuff you can defend this with. If you guys want to see me break down this coverage against other meta formations like bunch or bunch tight end, like I said, give me 300 likes on this video and we'll do that for y'all. But again, you can take a look here on each side of the field. Look, the quarter flat on the right, he takes the running back in the flat because my safety and my corner are basically bracketing the tight end side. The corner is able to take away that corner route. Over here, we have basically like I said, I kind of broke it down. These 3 players kind of match the 3 receivers on the trip side. The streak's taken away easily, no problem. The corner route actually gets guarded a lot better by the safety than a crosser would, so that's taken away, no problem. And then again, this in route is matched by the slot. Again, that's taken away, no problem. So really, I had nothing to do here because everybody was covered by default. This is actually a really, really tough play normally because normally actually the corners beat just typical man, but they don't beat a match the same way they beat man coverage from what I've noticed. And also, this play would kill zone, but because this is not an actual zone, it's a matching zone, not zone drop. Match is like kind of like, I've used this analogy a lot. Kind of like a matchup zone in basketball, right? It's not the same, it's similar. So it doesn't work exactly the same. So you guys can see that's defended very well. Now, like I said, there are other route combos. Obviously, there's other things the offense could possibly do to beat you. So something else you'd want to look out for is this play curl flat. This is a pretty common play as well. This play is a little different because you have the running back coming out of the backfield on an angle route. Again, there's really no setup required here. I'm literally just using the 3-rec. Now, in case you're wondering, if they do run the ball, this is a solid run D. You can shoot gaps from this formation if it comes down to that. But just in general, nickel formations, especially 4-down line, they're pretty good against the run this year. But if you see the running back out of the backfield on an angled route, a Texas route, whether it's literally the play curl flat or they hot route it themselves, that is definitely something you're going to want to look to take away yourself, or at least help out. Like, yes, that guy will match him in the quartered flat zone, but especially if that's ability, like if this is Mutt and someone has backfield master, he's probably going to get open. So I'm going to look to guard that, and then also maybe bait guarding this curl route, because that can be open with a low ball, although that is a risky throw. If you have an acrobat corner, it's very risky to throw low balls at corners that have acrobat unless you're throwing wheel routes. But if you're just throwing like curl low balls, that's risky. If you did have to pick abilities to use defensively, I am still using a lot of acrobats. Personally, I've all year long thought that's the best ability. I do like pick artist too. But yeah, I think acrobat is still a must-have ability. But anyways, again, you guys can see there's nothing really blatantly open. The flat is taken away. I mean, like I said, you might could try to lowball this, but that's not that's risky. Corner's taken away, and this post is basically double teamed. That's what I'm saying. Like, these routes generally beat man coverage, but they're not getting open here because this is not straight man. This is match. So this is a very easy defense to run. A lot of people, I feel like, make the mistake of when they play match coverage. Now, this is good sometimes. Like, this is actually something that's good against bunch to do. Shading underneath to get rid of your quartered flats and get hard flats. You don't want to do that against trips, because against trips, remember, this guy is literally manned up, or the quarter flat is basically in man coverage on the slot. So if you were to take away the quarter flat for a hard flat, this guy is basically unguarded, and if they sent him right down the seam with a specific route combo, that could be a touchdown. Now against bunch is a little bit different, because bunch, you have certain route combos that just kill the flat no matter what. So sometimes it actually is better to have those guys in hard flats, but again, that's why I'm saying each formation is a little bit different, how you want to adjust and play your match coverage, and that's why I hope you guys give me 300 likes on this video so I can go a little bit more in depth with that. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is a super easy coverage to lock down trips very well. This is actually a check. The way that they play trips is a check, a coverage check. Not a lot of people know that there are different rules and checks for these match coverages against different offensive formations. So that's why you cannot play each offensive formation the same, even though you're technically are running the same coverage. It works differently because there's different rules and checks for different offensive formations. So hope that helped out. Hope it shed some light. If you enjoyed this tip, make sure to smash that like button. Until next time, it's Duke, and I'm out of here.